A buoy is bobbing in the waves of the ocean in a simple harmonic motion. The displacement of the buoy from the sea floor is modeled by y equals 21.2 plus 8.8 cosine of 16 pi t, where y is in meters and t is time in minutes. Part A, we're asked to find the frequency of motion of the buoy. To begin, let's compare the given equation to the form y equals a times cosine of b times the quantity x minus c plus d. Notice the constant 21.2 is d. A equals 8.8. B is equal to 16 pi. And C equals 0. And now for part A, frequency is equal to the reciprocal of the period. And since the period is equal to 2 pi divided by the absolute value of b, we can say the frequency equals the absolute value of b divided by 2 pi, which indicates the frequency equals the absolute value of b is 16 pi, giving us 16 pi divided by 2 pi, which is equal to 8. Recall the frequency refers to how many cycles per unit of time. In this situation, time is in minutes, and therefore the frequency is 8 cycles per minute. B, which graph is correct for the given equation? Recall D represents a vertical shift. Because D equals 21.2, the graph has been shifted up 21.2 units, which means the midline would have to be y equals 21.2. Looking at the four graphs, in the first row, this graph has a midline of y equals 0. This cannot be the correct graph. In the second row, this last graph also has a midline of y equals 0, and therefore this can also not be the correct graph. Notice the two remaining graphs do have a midline of y equals 21.2. And now let's take a look at the horizontal axis. Notice for the remaining graph in row 1, the period is 1/8 minutes, and the period for the graph in the second row is 16 minutes. And again, the period is equal to 2 pi divided by the absolute value of b, or the reciprocal of the frequency. And since we already found the frequency to be equal to 8 cycles per minute, we know the period must be equal to 1 divided by the frequency, or 1/8, which again we can also determine by taking 2 pi and dividing by the absolute value of b. Notice 2 pi divided by 16 pi does give us 1/8, which means the remaining graph in the first row, this graph here, must be the correct graph. But let's also check the amplitude. Notice the amplitude, meaning the distance from the midline to a max, or the distance from the midline to a min, is equal to the absolute value of a, or 8.8. I hope you found this helpful.